Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today's Friday, December 2nd. It is 6:19 right now. Market's going to open in about 11 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we'll get started shortly. Just give me a few moments to finish setting everything up here, and then we will get started shortly. All right, a couple more things here, and I think we should be good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, solid. So I'll give a few moments for people to make their way in over here. All right, cool. Looks like people are joining. Give a few moments for people to continue to get in here real quick. All right, cool. Let's see who's here so far. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Karen. Morning, everybody. So happy Friday, guys. Today's Friday, December 2nd. It is 6:22 right now. Market is opening in about 8 minutes. Go ahead and just share this link real quick, and then we will get started in a few moments. All right. Solid. Looks good, guys. All right, guys. So today's NFP, you guys can see the big spike in price here. No surprise. We were expecting that for today. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that up so we can identify it, make sure we don't miss out on it when we're looking for moves over here. Hey, Douglas, morning. So let me go ahead and check out the news real quick. Right, I think that was the only news for today. Yeah, we had news there at 5:30. So that was NFP. NFP news here was positive, but you can see price did the opposite and spiked down. So no surprise there. Typically when there's news, I always expect price to do the opposite, even though, we're looking to, for price to go up. I was expecting this to be manipulated, which it did. So we'll see how this reacts when market actually opens. So right here at 5:30, that is news price. Completely fine. We were expecting that to do the opposite. And I'm kind of okay where it's at too. It's like close to the sessions up here. It's close to the Asia high and Asia low. As you guys can see how close the Asia high and Asia low is, price didn't move at all during Asia session. Yeah, barely moved at all. Looks this right here. I mean, moved a decent amount, about 960 pips, but not really much, like not over 1,000 pips for an entire session. Price pretty much shot down below all of the lows. So I think this is as low as it's gotten from yesterday. So we'll see how this plays out when the market actually opens in a few. Let me go ahead and mark up the overall direction for today. So let's take a look at sentiment. Sentiment is currently 67% short. That indicates that 67% of retail traders are currently selling right now. The way that we use this is we typically want to do the opposite of everybody else. So if everybody's selling and trying to chase that NFP drop, we want to do the opposite and buy. So we'll probably be looking for buys today long term. I don't know if we'll actually be looking for buys, during the live session, but we'll see when the market actually opens. We have to identify where things are actually moving real time before actually, taking these entries here. You can see the fundamentals are currently down 430 points. It dropped a heavy amount due to the NFP right here. You can see how far this thing dropped. It dropped over 4,000 pips. So that's kind of why it is so low right now. But we'll see if the correction happens when the market actually opens. So looking over here at the 4 hour is just neutral right now. It's not necessarily bearish yet. So you can see from the trend meter below, it's just blue, and price is below the pivot, in between the pivots, not below it, but in between. So it's still looking bullish long term on the 4 hour. The 1 hour over here is bearish. It just became bearish though. So you can see it was bullish pretty much since Wednesday. And then after NFP dropped right here, pre-market, it just became bearish, but this can easily shift right back up. So we'll wait and see how this reacts to price when market actually opens. Looking over here on the 30-minute, obviously it's also bearish because of the big drop due to NFP. Looking at the 15-minute, also bearish as well. You can just assume this because it was such a big drop. So I'm assuming the 10-minute is also bearish right now. So as you guys can see right here, all of the short-term direction is bearish, while the long-term direction is neutral to bullish. Fundamentals are down 400 points. Retail sentiment is 67% short. So long-term, we're still looking for buys. Short-term, we're looking for sells here. So we'll see what happens here when the market does open in a few. This was a sell right here. That was an actual entry that Maddie actually identified. This happened like right after NFP though. So it's not one I would take. It happened like 30 minutes after NFP, within 30 minutes. You can see if you took this here, this, it literally came up, it like tapped the stop loss, then it came straight back down. So price is still reacting to NFP. It's why I don't really take trades. I typically don't even trade on Fridays. I trade sometimes if there's something really good, but I typically don't just, I try to be a little more careful on Fridays. Fridays and Mondays are usually my careful days because these are the highly manipulated days. Friday because people are exiting the market for the weekend. Monday because people are rejoining the market from the weekend. So typically Monday and Friday are the riskiest days to trade. If I see something really good, I'll take it. If not, then, I'm just going to sit tight. Because it's obviously a bit risky here, especially with this big drop, because price can go two ways. When market opens, price will either correct back up to where it was earlier, or it's going to continue dropping. Just depends on where the masses are trading, right? So we'll use order flow to really identify, where price may be going on open, and then we'll kind of just play it by ear. So, all right, guys, morning, Saren, morning, everybody. Market is opening in about 2 minutes. I think I've checked everything we needed to for today. Everything here is bearish. So looking over here on the 10 minutes bearish, but all this stuff is from the from NFP. So we'll see if price, corrects from this movement or if it continues to drop. But right now we currently have a bearish bias on the short term. It's bearish on the 10-minute. Price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots are angling down. Same on the 5-minute. Price is below the pivots. Pivots are angling down, and the trend meter is also red. So with that said, we have a sell bias here on the 5-minute, sell bias here on the 10-minute. If we get a sell signal here on the 1, this is technically an entry, but you want to wait for market to actually open so that we can see where price is going based off, the NFP news this morning. So I'm probably not going to take the breakout today. I'll see how orders are like flowing in, but it's going to be very risky to take the breakout on NFP because this can either spike up or this can spike down. And it's probably not going to be a smooth move. It'll probably come up a little bit, spike back down, shoot right back up, and then et cetera. I can do the opposite, spike down, retrace up super hard, and then come back down. The problem with taking a trade like that is that if you're taking, a trade in either direction here, if your range is 500 pips, you guys can see how tight that is. It's not really, wait, the hell? There we go. It's not that big of a move, right? It can easily stop you out in either direction. So say, for example, it pushes up, spikes down, stops you out, and shoots right back up, or like vice versa, spikes down, stops you out, and then goes straight to TP. So market is now open, guys. This is the opening candle. I'm gonna go ahead and mark up this right here. If this closes as a strong green candle, this will technically be the the breakout here. But it's right at the session, so obviously it's riskier to trade because price can reject directly off that price point right there. So I'll follow it, but I'm not necessarily going to take it. I can see a lot of sell orders coming in right here, so I think this might be a bit risky. But I mean, they're pretty leveled right now for the most part. Hey, Yuri, morning. All right, so this right here, the wick is kind of big. And then also, well, actually, the wick's not that big. It's supposed to be a strong candle. So that's why it's a bit subjective when taking this breakout entry, because I mean, depending on who's identifying it, this could be a possible entry. This could possibly be not an entry. For me personally, I would maybe take this if there was no sessions right here, because I'm looking over here at the order flow and there's a lot of buy orders coming in. So typically when I look for the buy orders right here, I'm looking for like about 3 to 5 big numbers, bigger than the red numbers over here. So just looking at this, we have 5, 6, 7, 3. So we had an order of 5 contracts, 6 contracts, 7 contracts, and 3 contracts. They were all bigger than the red numbers over here. So I was seeing like some order flow come in to push price up. However, I do see some big red numbers over here coming in now as well. So it's kind of leveled right now. It's not necessarily a huge amount of buy orders coming in. There are a good amount of them though. So I'm looking at the number here and it's still increasing, but there's also some big numbers coming in over here too on the red side. So looking at the order flow, there's no clear direction right now. Obviously there's a buy running at the moment, but I still do consider it to be very, very risky because the overall direction here is still pretty bearish, right? It's only pushing up right now because it's correcting from the big drop that happened right here. It's basically just retracing up. But, who knows how long that'll hold for. So if you guys took the breakout, it looks like it's pretty deep in profit right now. I would move your stop loss in profit if you are in this position. I'm not in this position right now, so I'm just following it and looking at where it's going, but I'm not necessarily in the position. Looks like it's about to hit TP. Couple more buy orders. There you go. Blasted right through the TP. So the breakout was a full TP right there if you guys took it. I didn't take it, but it's all good. We're just following it right here and making sure if it's going to correct back up, because it still has a ways to go. There's still a bit of a distance here to correct back up to where it was previously, but it might not even push up that high. It might just come right back down. Still has about 1,700 pips to fulfill this whole big candle right here off NFP. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this and I'll send you guys the update for the breakout. If you guys took it, I do recommend you guys pull out, or if you guys move your stop loss in profit, that'd be the best option for you guys, because it is definitely a risky entry. All right. Nice work, Deswell. So Deswell over here actually see the breakout, locked in a total profit of 2,115. Nice work, Deswell. So glad to see some of you guys here still taking it. Even though it's a risky trade, you guys are still trusting it, hopping into it, and riding it to TP. It's a great work right there, Deswell. David over here as well. He took the breakout over here, total profit of 279 for the day. Nice work, David. All right, solid. So solid work, guys. Go ahead and just copy this over real quick. Hey Earth, how's it going? Earth is asking, first time here, can you explain the strategy a bit? So this is the breakout entry that we identified right here. The breakout entry is, I'll put the requirements on the screen over here. So this is going to be the 1 minute breakout strategy. I'm going to rename this because I don't want to use K2 on here anymore. US30. I have to update all these names later. Anyways, so here are the requirements for this strategy right here, Earth. So basically you're looking for an entry after New York Stock Exchange open 6:30 a.m. Market open right here at 6:30. You want to confirm the bias, make sure that things are bullish for the day because you're looking for a buy, obviously, right? So right here, you can see prices above the pivots. Trend mirror down here is green. Pivots are angling up. And you can see the long-term direction here. Retail sentiment is 67% short. We typically do the opposite of everybody else. You know, majority of people don't do well at trading. So we don't want to trade where everybody's trading. Everyone's selling right here. So we would like to do the opposite and buy. Fundamentals here are super down. So with that said, we have a bit of a mixed bias. However, trend and long-term sentiment is bullish. So that's why we would take the buy here. Confirm the direction of momentum using the momentum indicator. We have a bullish momentum right here. So we're looking for only buys. Confirm a strong candle in the direction of momentum. This is where the entry happened. This was a strong green candle right here with little to no wick on the top end, which is going to be part of the fourth requirement right here. And then after that, you can enter on the close of the strong candle. Candle close right there. That's where entry happened. And then fixed TP stop loss 500 pips. So that's how the entry right here was taken. Those are the requirements. You know, everything that we apply here is mechanical. It's not really subjective aside from this wick size right here. So this is where it would have been subjective, but the wick here isn't super big. It's just, you know, a little big, but the candle body right here is a lot bigger than the wick. So that is the breakdown of the strategy. Super simple, not too difficult. It's really just checking off the list and confirming that everything here lines up. So that was that entry right there. Anyways, back to the other charts over here, guys. So we have a buy signal here on the 5 minute. We also have a buy signal here on the 10 minute. So this is starting to shift from a sell to a buy. Yeah, no problem, Earth. That's just one of the strategies that we don't really like. I don't typically apply this as much on the live session, but this is one of the strategies. We have a whole list of strategies that we apply or that people in the group do apply that have access to. This is a list of all the strategies right here. But currently, during these live sessions, we only apply two main ones. So the first one that we apply on this chart over here is going to be the high-low momentum pivot scalp strategy. And you'll see an example when it comes up because I'll take it here with you guys live. And then we also have the momentum scalp strategy, which is very similar as well. So just two strategies that we really look for here in the live sessions. There's a lot of strategies to apply, though. I just try to keep it simple so that there's no confusion and everyone's looking for the same thing here. So looking at this strategy right here, you want to confirm we're shading the direction of overall trend. Trend right now is actually bearish on the 10 minute and the 5 minute. So we don't really have an overall direction right now with regard to all of the time frames because the 1 minute is bullish here. 5 minute is bearish and the 10 minute is bearish, but these are starting to shift to a bullish trend. As you can see right here, prices below the pivots, trend meter is red. Pivots are still angling down. Same with the 5 minute here, but on the 1 minute, it's starting to shift. The trend meter is green, price is above the pivots, and the pivots are angling up. So this is bullish trend, bearish trend, bearish trend. This will probably shift as price continues to push up higher, but at the moment, we don't necessarily have, you know, a clear overall trend at the moment. Especially because this 5 minute here, I mean, this 10 minute hasn't closed yet. Next, you want to confirm momentum on the 10 minute. The 10 minute here is still bearish because we have a sell signal. There's a pending buy signal here, but if it closes, then this is going to shift from a sell bias with regard to momentum to now a bullish bias. We have about 30 seconds left on this candle. If this doesn't close with the buy signal, then we still have to wait for the next one. So we got about 20 seconds left on this candle here. We'll see if it closes. If not, then it's fine. We just got to be patient and wait for this to continue. If this continues to drop back down, then that's perfectly fine as well, because we'll just be looking for sells since the trend is still, it's still bearish right now. So it doesn't look like this 10-minute is going to close. And that's completely fine. If it doesn't close, then it's just going to be a matter of patience and discipline waiting for this to actually close. So this here did not close. We still have a bearish bias here. So what we need here, there's a couple different scenarios for us to follow along with here. So the first scenario here is this here gives us a buy signal. And then from there, this will both be bullish, right? So we can start looking for buys, possibly. The trend is still bearish, so the first requirement here still hasn't been met, but price will be pushing in that direction to confirm, a shift in bias with regard to the trend. However, so that's one scenario. Scenario number two is that this here never gives us a buy signal, and the 5-minute actually gives us a buy signal. If we get that, then we'll look for sells here on the 1-minute. This is actually going to be more convenient for us because the trend is still bearish right now. So if we just get a bearish confirmation here on the 5, it's going to line up with the 10-minute, it's going to line up with the 5-minute, it's going to line up with the 1-minute, and it's going to be easier for us to just take sells instead of looking for buys, right? Because we're already in a sell right now. This big drop happened due to the NFP drop right here. So if price continues to drop, we're just going to have a continuation of the drop right here. Price pretty much retraced up, and then it's just going to correct right back down. So right now where price is currently at, there's two different scenarios here that can play out. Price will either continue correcting back to the upside, or price will drop down and just continue dropping due to the NFP news over here. So price will do one thing, push up and correct back to where news price was prior to NFP, or price will just continue to drop down from here, and we can look for some sells. So the main thing that we're looking for here are one of two things. We're either looking for this buy signal here on the 10-minute to close, or we're looking for a sell signal to close here on the 5. Once we have that, we can align the direction with the 10-minute and 5-minute, and then we can move down to the 1-minute. Right now, we can't move down to the 1-minute yet because we don't have that confirmation, right? Looking over here at the requirements, you have to confirm all of the steps prior before you can get to the fourth step, which is check the momentum on the 1-minute, confirm it, and this will be our catalyst for entry. So until we have these over here met, we can't move down to the fourth step, right? So first step is already met. We're still in a bearish trend. So first step is basically met already. The second step over here is already met because we have a sell bias right here with regard to momentum. Third step is where we're at. We need this here to close with the sell signal. Once we get that third step, we can move on to the fourth step. Once we have that fourth step, we can enter on the close of the candle. And then we can enter for a quick move. So, it's all pretty much step by step here. It's not necessarily, we're not skipping requirements. You're going one by one. Earth said, I would only look for buys today because 4-hour and D1 are bullish. So I would look for that if you're trading intraday. Today's Friday, so you're probably not trading intraday, right? You need to get out of the trade before the market closes. So I'm not really looking for what's going on the 4-hour and daily. We're looking for what's going on right now because the market's only open for the next couple hours, right? So you're not going to be on the market for 6-10 hours unless you're holding a trade over the weekend. So the 4-hour and daily don't really matter right now, right? Today's Friday, market's closing. If you're trading intraday, then yeah, you could look on the higher time frames. But for us here, we don't hold trades over the weekend. So I'm not looking for buys. I'm really looking at what's going on right now. And everyone has different trading styles. We're day traders, we scalp. So we only care what's going on for the next couple hours or so. I only trade till 8. So, me looking at the 4-hour and daily doesn't really, it's not a benefit to me. But I do have that marked up over here. If you look over here on the other chart, I have the overall direction confluences. So I do agree with you. It's neutral on the 4-hour. It's not necessarily bullish in my perspective. So looking over here, it's bullish now. So this changed right now. This was actually neutral prior, but now it is bullish. So I do agree with what you're saying. The 4-hour trend here is bullish. Also, the other thing that I agree with you on is if you look over here at my sentiment, it's 67% short, right? It's actually 70 now. Maddie just confirmed in the chat. So looking over here, it's 70% short, right? So I don't think, or I don't know if you use this. A lot of people don't know how to use this, or they don't necessarily use this. But this indicates where the retail traders are trading. So right now, there's 70% of retail traders who are currently selling. So I'm with you long term. Long term, I would buy. because this right here indicates that everyone's selling. I typically want to do the opposite because majority of people don't do well at trading, right? So you don't want to do what everybody else is doing. If everybody's selling, I'm looking to buy, just like you said. But again, this is long term. So, I'm probably not going to look for buys today unless I get a confirmation. I'll probably be looking for buys long term, like, towards the end of the year, or the next couple of weeks or next couple of months. But at the moment, since we have the sell buys here in the short term, I'm only looking for sells. So, the thing with us is that we're looking short term and you're looking long term, which there's no right or wrong answer to it. But for me personally, I'm only looking for sells right now because we have a short term sell bias. Anything else here? Let me check it. 1 hour. 1 hour is neutral. So it is somewhat shifting to the upside, but not really too much, because you can see here on the 30-minute and the shorter time frames, this stuff is still kind of it's still kind of going sideways. So we don't really have a direction set yet. Still looking for that buy signal here. So if the 10-minute here closes with the buy signal, then we'll look for some buys, but we still don't have that at the moment. Yeah, what's up, Nick? Morning. Let me check the chat real quick. Jonathan said, good to see people locking in profits to start the day on a risky day, more conservative, but awesome to see others making moves. Yeah, no, definitely. Jonathan. Maddie said, trade either way. Just got to wait for markets given opportunity. Yeah, exactly, Maddie, 100%. So I'm looking for, we're still looking for the signal here to close on the 10. We need these to align. Once these two align, we'll know what to take on the 1 minute. So I'm basically looking on the 10 and 5 right now, identifying where, possible entries can come up. But right now we just don't have that confirmation yet. 10-minute candle over here still has about 3 minutes left on the candle. So when this closes, we'll see if this closes with the buy signal in place. Nick said, glad to hear that Maddie is still in it. Yeah, no, definitely. Maddie's here for the long haul. Yeah, Maddie's mentoring. If you guys want to have a mentoring session with Maddie, Maddie's also mentoring. Maddie's basically my protege. I basically taught him how to trade from the very beginning. He's only been trading for like about a year now, but he's doing pretty good. He's doing it, like, from the people that started learning around his time, I think Maddie's probably been doing the best. He's excelled a lot in training compared to a lot of other people who started at the same time as him. The thing is, like, he knows how to follow directions and he knows how to listen. A lot of people don't listen. So that's the issue. Because you guys have the blueprint here. I literally give you guys blueprints to like all my strategies. It's just up to you whether you want to follow them or not. That's why I prefer to work with people who don't have trading experience, because they're not going to go and do their own thing, right? If I teach them something, they're going to do what I teach them and they're going to be successful. People who have experience trading, they're kind of stuck in their old ways. So it's hard for them to really forget what they learned previously to learn what I'm doing here, because I trade very differently compared to other people. And you guys have seen that I trade live every day. So it's the same routine every single day. I don't change it, but still, it's hard for people to adjust to that. Let's see. Seth said, just my 2 cents. Let's say today was Tuesday or Wednesday. That's when NFP got released. Typically around this time of the market is confusing as hell as far as direction, because you're not sure if it's going to continue the direction of NFP or reverse and fill a hole it made. This is when trading around 11 a.m. would be a lot safer, as it would give market ample time to decide its direction. Yeah, and I agree with you too, Seth. He also said, but since today's Friday, it's kind of risky to do that. Yeah, you can't really wait that long, because around 11, a lot of people are going to sell off for the weekend, and it can really go in either direction. So I agree with you. Overall, it's going to be risky either way. Even if today wasn't NFP, it'd still be risky because it's Friday. Once you get closer to the end of the session, there's going to be a lot of weird movement, because a lot of people are either going to sell off or a lot of people are going to buy the dip. So you're going to have people in both directions. A lot of like random volatility spikes and stuff. Yeah, Maddie also mentioned price is squeezing here, going to break out. Yeah, I can see that too, Maddie. Price is squeezing here on the 1 minute. You can see obviously price is going sideways. right over here. Yeah, there's not really much direction going on right here. I'm gonna close the, or I'll leave this open right here. It's not a big deal. But yeah, price is pretty much just going sideways at the moment. Nothing for us to take. Here's a 10-minute closing. Let's see, we got about 5 seconds left on here. Let's see if it closes with a signal. If not, perfect. Let's look for sells. Okay, so we have a pending, another pending buy signal here, but this is going to take another 10 minutes. So this is a long time for this here to close. We'll be looking at this. We'll also be looking at the 5. If the 5 over here closes with a sell signal, then we're just going to look for sells at that time, right? I'm going to clean up this chart a little bit. I don't want to make a mess here. I want to be more focused on what's going on rather than those requirements. So I'm going to turn on my alerts over here so that we can follow it. If we get a signal in whatever direction, we just don't have a direction set yet. The 10-minute here again is pending. 1 minute is pending as well. So we don't have alignment with a 5 and 10. We still can't look for entry. So I'm going to wait another, 5 or 10 minutes, wait for these candles to close, and then provide a direction. If we get a buy signal here, we'll look for some buys. If we get a sell signal here, we'll look for some sells. But right now we don't have, much of a direction at the moment. Let's see. Earth said he started live trading his own strat a year ago, currently negative 8%. Yeah, no, that's no problem, Earth. The thing with your strategy is you have to keep testing it long term, right? I've been trading live on YouTube and Zoom for like the past 3 to 5 years. So like all of my whole journey's been documented. So like I know like how this moves, and I trust my strategy because we have such a high win rate. So let's see. If we look at our results for this month so far, or let me check the profits real quick. Maddie over here, his pre-market profits, he's currently up 835 for the day. Nice work, Maddie. So Maddie did pretty good right there. Looking over here at Kenny, Kenny's up 410 for the day. Great work, Kenny. So solid profits right there from Kenny. Looking over here, we've got Kenny 410. Great work, Kenny. Narith over here took the breakout. He held on to it all the way. Or actually, he didn't take the breakout. He rolled the other way right back down. Actually, this looks like, I don't know if this was for NFP. Yeah, I think this is NFP. I can see the timestamp here. He took this NFP sell over here, locked in a total profit of 7,460. Nice work, Narith. Huge profit right there. And then Kenny right here as well. He's at 410. So don't worry, guys. I know I'm going a little bit off topic right here, but there's nothing for us to take. I'm looking for either a buy signal here or a sell signal here. We don't have either on either chart. So no worries. We're still looking for entry, but we just don't have anything yet. So yeah, Earth is down 8% on his strategy. Let's look at our results for this year so far. I'll just show you the results from our live sessions. So for our live sessions here, I trade every day, Monday through Friday live. We have 54 wins and only 17 losses. So each win over here is about a half percentage, right? So if we do this, you do times 0.5 times 154, that's a total of 77%. So we're up 77% with regard to our wins. Our losses over here, 17 times 3, because, or actually, sorry, I did that wrong. 17 times 1.5. So we have 77% profit, and then we have a 25.5% loss. So if you guys just do the basic math here and you just do the math for like how much we're currently up, we do 77% minus 25.5%. If you want to base it off percentages, we're up 51.5% for our live sessions here. So these are all the live trades that we've taken throughout the year. I don't like going off pips because pips are just, it's not realistic, right? Like you have to do it based off percentage points because we do trade with a negative risk to reward. So it makes more sense to do it by percentage. So currently right here, we're currently up 51%, 51.5% for the entire year. That's how much we are with just live sessions. And if you want to go back and check out all the live sessions, because I know you're new here, Earth, you can go to our website, go to kodikaitrades.com, go to get access to live trading right here. And then you can pull up all of our live sessions. All of my live sessions are recorded. So if you click on live right here, You can go back and watch every live session for the entire year or for the past 3 years if you'd like. So that's not bad. This is the first time I actually did the math to see how we're doing on the live sessions for this year. And we're actually doing really good. We're up 51%, 51.5%. So say, for example, you're on a 200K FTMO account, right? You multiply that by 51.5%. It's a lot of profit right there. And then if you were to give, 80%, your cut would be that much on just one account. I have multiple accounts. You guys have seen my accounts over here. So this is how I'm doing for the week so far. But, you basically multiply this by X amount of accounts, and that's how much I'm basically up for the year. So not too bad. All right, the 10-minute here is still pushing up. So again, guys, we're not missing anything. Don't worry. We're still waiting for one of these here to provide us direction. So the 10-minute still has 4 minutes on the candle. It hasn't closed yet. Once it closes here, we can start looking for buys. If this doesn't close and this provides a sell signal, then we'll look for some sells. So just a matter of time. We got 4 minutes. If this does close in the next 4 minutes, then we can start looking for trades in that direction. So just a matter of patience, guys. Got to wait for this to confirm. Let's see. Let me scroll up over here. Yeah, Maddie said, watch out for the fake out nasty range right here. Yeah, no, I'm looking for that, Maddie. So I'm not really looking for anything to take at the moment until we have a confirmation here. Natasha said currency.com signals are off. Can I get out? Can I go off that? I mean, you can, Natasha, but I would probably just go off my data right here for YM because I have the raw data. I mean, if you want to trade off currency.com, I mean, you can, but I'm not really looking at currency.com, looking at YM here. So it's just really up to your preference. Nice. Deswell said he's testing out his own strategy. Yeah, no, definitely. Maddie's trying to break out of this area. I agree. Jay, why'd you erase your message? I saw your message there. Jay Mobile over here posted on the YouTube. He put, looks like you're more focused on profits and actual trading. Oh, Jay, I have 3 years of live trading right here. So if you want to go and watch all the live trading, but then you deleted your message for some reason. I mean, you want to go see live trading. I've been trading live for like 3 years. So if you want to go back and watch all the videos, feel free. So I don't know. I'm guessing it's your first time here if you think we just focus on profits than actual trading. I have like years and years of live trading on the channel. And I just mentioned we're not looking for trades because there's no trades here. We're looking for a direction. We don't have a direction here. So right here on the 10, we're looking for a buy signal. If we get a buy signal here, then it's going to line up with the 5. Requirements over here aren't met, so there's no entry for us to take. It's about patience and discipline, waiting for your requirements to be met before taking any entry here. But we don't have that yet. So right here, we don't have the buy signal on the 10. So right now, we're still looking for a sell on the 10-minute over here. On the 5-minute, if this here closes with the sell signal, then we'll be looking for a sell, but we don't have that yet either. So basically, we're either looking for a buy signal to come up over here to line up with the 5. If this doesn't happen, we're looking for a sell signal here to come up on the 5 so that we can line up with the 10. So in order for us to take any entries, these two have to line up before we can look on the 1. But until that happens, there's nothing for us to take. So, it's all about just being patient here and waiting for entry. It's not the best time to force any entries or take anything too risky because it is Friday and it is NFP. So not necessarily a good time to just hop into anything. Price is also ranging here on the 1 minute. So there's obviously nothing here to take. The markup by markup here is still in the same range that we drew. Price is in consolidation. So it's not a time to enter because price is squeezing and it's either going to break out to the upside or it's going to break out to the downside. Yeah, no, and I agree with you too, Maddie. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, Earth said, I also don't use pips. They mean nothing. RR and win rate are the only things that matter. Yeah, and I agree with you too, Earth. A lot of people like to base trades off like pips, but pips are really, there's no real truth to pips because, some trades could have big pips, some pips could have small pips, as long as your risk percentages are on the same amount. It's based off percentage. So other than that, nothing else over here. Let's see. Douglas said yesterday's low seems to be acting as a resistance. Yeah, no, I can see that too. So Douglas said yesterday's low seems to be acting as a resistance level. Yeah, which is solid because we're kind of looking for price to come down anyways. So the 10-minute over here now has a buy signal again. We have to wait about 9 minutes. This candle has 9 minutes on it, just opened. Until it closes, we can't really look for any entries at this time. We have a pending buy signal here on the 10. We have the 1 minute pushing up as well. This is perfectly fine. This is just a slow push. So once we have that confirmation, we can start looking for buys here. So looking back on the 1 minute, if that happens, then this is perfect because we'll get a buy signal here and then price will push up slightly, retrace and continue up higher from that point. So we are waiting for this to confirm. Nice. FX Sharp said that he's up 4R today. Oh, that's good. Looks like I guess you either took the move down here for the NFP, or you probably took a correction back up right here. But yeah, no, it's pretty solid. There were a couple of entries here that came up. Actually, they didn't really fit the criteria. I was looking for a high level momentum pivot scalp, but it didn't come up over here. There's nothing right here because the sell signal didn't come up. Buy signal here didn't bounce off this zone. This one over here as well didn't. This one here didn't either. So we don't really have any entries that have come up here so far. I mean, there's actually one entry right here. There's a buy entry that's running right now. Not one that I would personally take because it was right at the sessions, but this buy signal right here was actually a high level momentum pivot scalp. So the requirements for that strategy are right over here. Identify momentum signal. There's a buy signal right there. Draw a zone at the high low. This was a low right here. There's a zone. Confirm momentum is rejecting off the high low zone. This buy signal right here is rejecting off it. It's pushing to the upside. And then you confirm you're trading the direction of the trend. At this entry right here, trend meter was green. Pivots are angling up. Price is above the pivots. So this would confirm that it's in a strong uptrend on the 1 minute. So if you were to take the entry right here, this looks like it would have been a TP. However, it's right at the sessions, which is the New York low from yesterday. So I wouldn't have taken the trade. Even though it would have hit TP right there, I wouldn't have taken it because this falls under the red flags. Typically, I don't trade around red flags. So red flags went to avoid trades. I don't enter when price is near sessions. This candle here was actually pushing past the New York low from yesterday, which is its green line. So I obviously would not have taken the trade there, even though it would have hit TP and it would have been a good entry. I'm still conservative with regard to risk here. So trade was too risky, wouldn't have taken it. But there was one entry right there. So could have taken the buy, but it's all good. Would have skipped that one for now. Let's see. Earth said the 1 minute is looking like a bearish flag to him at least. Yeah, no, I mean the 1 minute's pretty it's not really moving smoothly at all. But I could kind of see what you're saying there, because it does look bearish at the moment, right? So yeah, no, I agree with you too. And I'm kind of looking for that to happen anyways, because the 10-minute here hasn't closed. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for price to come down, just like you mentioned, for that bearish flag. I'm waiting for the 5 minute over here to actually close with a sell signal. All my trades are based off trend and momentum. So that's why we already have the trend here for a sell on the higher time frames. The 10 minute is a sell, price is below the pivots, trend meter is red, pivots are angling down. Same with the 5 over here. Trend meter is red, price is below the pivots, and the pivots are angling down. However, I need that sell signal here to confirm that momentum is actually going down. Once I have that there, then I'll start looking for sells here on the 1 minute, right? So it's the same thing. I still do a top-down analysis like everyone else, but I'm looking on the shorter time frame. So I have to be like on point with pretty much these two time frames first before I move down to the lower time frame to make my entry. So my direction and momentum is identified here on the 5 and 10. Once I have that confirmed, then I'll look for entries here on the 1, but we don't have that yet. So until I get a sell signal right here on the 5, then I'm not really looking for any trades yet because these two haven't aligned yet. 10 minutes for a sell, 5 minutes for a sell, but it's currently in retracement still. Whenever I get a trend that's down and then I get a momentum signal to the upside, this is just confirmation of retracement. So price is retracing to the upside and I'm looking for it to come down at that point. So you guys can see here, it makes sense. Everything kind of comes together with regard to my analysis here. I'm looking from a top down, I'm looking from the 10, 5, and then my entry here is on the 1. Perfect. There we got that sell signal right there. We still have 5 minutes left on this candle. So if this sell signal here closes, then I'm going to be looking for sells here on the 1, which is perfect. So when that happens and we do get the sell, what I'm going to be looking for from this point is I'm going to wait for price to drop slightly. So I'm looking for this to drop a little bit, wait for that retracement and continue back down. Once we have this continuation right here, this is where I'll be making my entry for a sell. So you guys can see here, if you guys have been following, all live session, it's all coming together right now. Full picture. We just need this confirmation. Until we get this confirmation, we can't take the entry. So you can see the price isn't really moving directional right now. It's still going sideways. If you look on the 1 minute here, it's just ranging. So the range here got a little bit wider, but it's nonetheless still in a range, right? There's not really much going on here. So a lot of sideways movement here on the 1. The 5 minute candle over here still has about 3 or 4 minutes left on it. So we still have a lot of time for it to close with that sell signal, but we just need to confirm it before we can take the entry up here. Here, let's see. Yeah, Matt, you're still playing Modern Warfare 2? Let me know when you play. I still play 2 on my PS5. I think you're on PS5, right? Yeah, let me know when you play. I'll send you my gamer tag or whatever it's called, PSN. Hop on. Let's see. Deswell said, I have been with K2 now for a few years. Have to say my trading has improved immensely. Also because I know Sean almost never loses. I double up on the trades that I know he takes. Yeah, no, definitely. Deswell's been with us for a while. I know Deswell's been working on his own strategies and stuff like that, which is great. But he still uses me as a confluence. So a lot of people here in the group, everyone has their own strategy. So a lot of people here are already experienced. So people do use their own strategies from time to time, but they use my analysis here as their confluence to take entries in a certain direction, which is perfectly fine. My strategy is not for everybody. Like anyone's welcome to use it, but it's not for everybody, right? Not everyone likes to trade on the 1 minute. Not everyone likes to be patient and wait for these directions to really confirm. Looking over at Kevin, Kevin said, it's having a hard time getting past the 200 moving average on the 1 minute. It keeps rejecting. Same thing on the 30 minute. Yeah. So Kevin over here also scalps. He scalps a little differently from how we do. He's more of a price action trader. He trades directly off structure and stuff like that. So for him, he's having the same issue. We're looking for the same thing now. He's looking for it to get past a certain price point. I'm looking for the same thing. I'm looking for momentum here on the 5, but we just can't seem to get that to close. So it's good to see that other people here who trade differently have the same analysis as me. And we're all kind of just waiting for the same thing. There's just no entry for us to take at the moment. So thanks, Kevin, for the input right there, because we're all pretty much just waiting at the moment. There's just nothing for us to take right now. I mean, if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I'm still looking for entries here. Mainly looking for this 5 minute here to close with the sell signal, which we don't have. So we got about 1:30 left on this 5 minute candle. If it doesn't close here, then we got to wait for the next one. Same here on the 10. If we get a buy signal here, we can start looking for buys, but we don't have that yet either. So there's not really much for us to take here at all. Earth said, did you trade this Wednesday during Fed speech? So I don't trade until I think the Fed speech was at 11, right? So I was done trading by like 8 o'clock or 8:30 that day. Let's see. So today is the 2nd. Yesterday was the 1st. 30th was Wednesday, right? So this was me on Wednesday. We actually did really good on Wednesday. So on Wednesday over here, these are my accounts. I have 6 accounts. So you can see for Wednesday, I locked in 1,700 off my first one, 1,900 off my second one, 1,500 off my third account, 1,560 off my fourth account, 1,500. And these are just screenshots of my actual trades. So we actually did really good on Wednesday. But we only trade till 8:30. I know the Fed speech was like a little later that day at like 11 or something. So you probably got caught up in that time. For me, I've been trading the same time for like the past 3 years from 6:30 to 8. This is like a sweet spot for me because typically from 6:30 to 8, you get volatility and direction. And then from 8 to like 10, you have a lot of like ranging consolidation. That's like around the time you were probably trading. And then at 11, we have the mid-market reversal. So like typically price will either reverse or correct around 11 from 11 to close. And that's probably where you kind of got, you probably would have gone wrecked around that time because that's when the Fed started speaking, right? If I check over here, the news, let's see, Wednesday, the Fed was speaking, yeah, at 9:35. So we were already done trading at that time. Yes, so I mean, unfortunately, you did get kind of wrecked. Well, it was like Powell was speaking actually at 10:30. So yeah, the Fed spoke here at 9:30, and then Powell spoke here at 10:30. So we were done trading by then. So what we did was we traded early morning, locked in our profit for that day. We took a couple trades here, I think 3 trades during that time period, locked in my profit, and then I just pretty much wrapped it up for the day. So this is what I locked in for that day specifically, which wasn't too bad at all. All right, back to the charts, guys. Nothing here on the 5. We're still waiting for this to provide us our sell signal, or we're looking for this to provide us a buy signal. So still looking for entries here, but we don't have a confirmation of direction yet. Yeah, FX Shark said, appreciate these live sessions. Yeah, no, definitely, guys. I just reopened the chat for you guys there on the YouTube. What happens is we typically get a lot of trolls that just come in every so often. It's usually competitors from different groups. Like people from different groups for some reason like to come in here and just like mess around. So that's why I closed the chat for a while, but I reopened it because, I want to make sure that you guys get the help that you need to. My real goal here is to help you guys out because helping you guys out helps me out. It kind of keeps me on my feet. Especially when you guys give me your analysis, like even with you, Earth, you just joined today and you showed me your analysis for a buy. I pretty much told you my side, and then it helped me understand the market for today a lot better because I wasn't really looking at long term. But since you were looking for a buy, I was like, okay, maybe I'll take a look. Maybe price can shift to the buy side because long-term direction is bullish right here. So yeah, I could see it come up bullish, like, towards the end of, or maybe sometime next week. But for right now, I'm still looking for this to come back down. So yeah, no, definitely, Shark. Glad to see that you're here because I've seen you in the group every so often. I think you just pop in or whenever the chat's open. And I'm glad that you're making use of like the analysis here. Yeah, no, definitely. Nick said we've come a long way since then. Yeah, Nick, I mean, you've been part of the group since what, like a year, 2 years now? I remember when you were trying to like sell me your Bitcoin rigs or your like crypto rigs. It's yeah, no, it's good to see you guys here because I haven't talked to you guys in a while because the chat's been closed, but I'm glad that you guys are still keeping in touch. So yeah, no, definitely, Nick. And you too, Gary. I know you were part of the group earlier too, a couple months back, earlier this year. I think you remember, I think you mentioned that you had, like, you were busy with something, so you had to like take a break, but definitely good to see you still trading. A lot of people fall off from trading. So like I see a lot of people get into trading, then they fall off after a couple months, but a lot of you guys here have still been around for the good part of the year. Anyways, no intro. Oh, so the 10-minute here has a pending buy signal, guys. So we got this right here, pending buy signal on the 10. If this here closes, then we'll start looking for some buys. If not, then we just got to wait again. We got about 6 minutes left on this candle though, so it's got a lot of time for it to set up. The thing with this here is that if this 10-minute closes and price continues to push up higher, then the trend here is going to start to shift. The trend here is still bearish, but if price continues to push up higher, then this here will start to shift to either neutral or bullish. Looking over here on the 1 minute, you can see price is still correcting up. So we still have a ways to go until price reaches this pink line over here. This pink line is a price point from where price was before NFP news. So it's either correcting back up to where price was before NFP, or it's going to drop down further. So it's just a matter of, we're just waiting for this to play out. But there isn't anything for us to really take at the moment because there's no confirmation. But if we do get the confirmation here on the 10, then perfect. We'll start looking for buys. It does not look like we're going to get that sell signal here on the 5, so that's perfectly fine as well. If we get the signal here on the 10, then this is going to align for bullish momentum. Nice. Madhu said he took a quick, he just took a high-low scalp. So the entry right here, if you guys are wondering, in the Zoom, Madhu mentioned that he took the high-low scalp. That's another strategy that we have available. I don't typically apply it anymore, but I know Madhu, he typically looks for that entry. He looks for the high-low scalp. He also looks for, triple confluences. So looking at this right here, this is the trade that Madhu took. I'll put the requirements here for that specific strategy. I'm not taking that. I didn't take the trade, so it's not going to count. But right here, basically confirm overall bias, retail sentiment, fundamental bias, technical bias. Here, obviously, it's bullish. We have retail sentiment that's bullish, and we have technical bias, which is bullish. Confirm the previous high-low using the high-low indicator. We have the high right here. Third step, confirm price break and close past the previous high-low. This candle right here broke and closed past it. And then you want to confirm you're trading the direction of momentum. We have a buy signal right here, so momentum is obviously bullish. So you would take the trade right there, and this is where Madhu took his entry. And he hit his full TP right there. Smooth move right there, Madhu. So great profit. As I mentioned, we have a lot of strategies here. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have about like 15 to 20 strategies here that you guys can apply. They're all available to you guys if you guys want access to them. But for me personally, we're only applying 2 of them here on the live session, which is what I'm following. So nice work, Madhu, on catching that. And then he posted his profits right here. He took a pre-market loss, but he's almost now break even. So he took a trade here pre-market, and then he took this one right here with a profit that he just took for that buy. Made 1,120. So nice little recovery right there, Madhu. Just keep pushing. You'll make it a break even if you can find a really good entry. Some more profits over here from Natasha. So Natasha over here locked in 575 for the day. Nice work, Natasha. She took another right here as well. Currently up 627. So nice recovery right there, Natasha. I know you had a couple losses, but you made it right back. Total profit of 627 for the day. And then Deswell over here said he's done for the day. He took the buy entry earlier for the breakout, and then he took another buy over here. Total profit of about 3,000 for the day. So nice work, guys. Yeah, not bad for Friday. Sisuk over here as well. Sisuk just left to go get a haircut. So he logged in a total profit of 5,400 for the day. Nice work, Sisu. Took the breakout earlier this morning, and then he took another buy right here, rounding up his profit to 5,400. All right, so back over here to the charts, we still don't have that confirmation. I was looking for this buy signal here to close. You can see it disappeared. That's perfectly fine. We're still waiting for a confirmation here on the higher timeframes before we can take entries here on the 1 minute. Looks like the 1 minute is having trouble getting past this area. Price did break out of this range, but it's right back into it. So it pretty much pulled out of the range right here, but it just faked out and then it went literally right back into it. Came out above, faked out, basically trapped some people on this buy side, came back in, and then now it's going back in this range. So it's having a hard time staying out of this area. It's just, it fakes out, comes right back in. And this is why we're not entering any trades here, because we want some sort of direction. We don't have that direction yet. Yeah, no, definitely. Kevin said, I'm anticipating price to break out to the upside, squeezing to the upside on the higher time frames. Most likely fill the NFP candle. Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for too, Kevin. So Kevin over here was waiting for it to break out and then push up to NFP price right here. So this is where price was prior to NFP news, where there's a big candle dropped. So Kevin's basically waiting for this to go and fill this for correction or retracement, right? Unfortunately, it faked out right here and then it pulled right back in, but who knows? It can push back up further from this point, or it just might come right back down, right? So we'll see, but it's still in this range. So what I saw here was a fake out, basically like got people a little excited that price was going to push up and continue pushing up, and then it just ended up dropping right back down over here. The 10-minute here does not look like it's going to close. So this right here, we'll probably just wait for it to confirm, or if we get a sell signal here on the 5-minute, then we might be back in for some sells. right? So we're still looking for these two here to line up. Let's take a look at NASDAQ real quick. Let's see, Christopher just said NASDAQ has a big gap on top still. So looking over here at NASDAQ, let me go and clean this up a little bit. Yeah, so for NASDAQ, it's the same situation, right? It has a bearish trend, but it has bullish momentum. So like, for example, right here, bullish momentum here, bullish momentum here. So if you look on the 1 minute, if you want to go straight off momentum, you don't really care about the trend. There's actually a couple entries here that came up. So there's actually one right here. And this actually looks like it hit TP already, this previous one. So this one over here is one entry. I think the TP stop loss for this would be 25.50. So this over here hit full TP already. There's a couple entries that have come up over here, looking at basically lining this up with the other time frames because it's bullish here on the NASDAQ. So you can look for buys here actually. Not back here, but definitely up here. So wait a minute, sorry guys. This was like rewinded a bit. So this here is still bullish. But yeah, here's the entry that I was just looking at right now. So basically all of these buys here would have been possible entries for this one. Not this one prior, because I think this is a little too early, but this one right here that just came up. This one would have been aligned with this direction, but there's no confirmation here still. Yeah, I mean, there's a gap right there as well. It's the same gap as US30. Well, not really a gap, but the big drop here from NFP at 530. So it's kind of doing the same thing as US30, but this one's moving a lot smoother where, certain buys came in. But yeah, nothing here right now. What I'd be looking for on NASDAQ is I'd be looking for the retracement. So it is retracing right now, but I'm waiting for the confirmation to swing back up. So retracement right here, look for that sell signal to close, and then continuation back up right here for the buy. If and when it does, close. All right, so let's take a look at S&P real quick. S&P is in the same boat. Basically, all the indices are doing the same thing right now. They're kind of in that range. They faked out to the upside and they pulled back into the range. The difference here with S&P is that this is actually all bullish right now. The 5 minutes bullish, 10 minutes bullish. So the 1 minute over here, you could have taken this buy if you were looking for a buy. I don't trade S&P, so I wasn't really looking for entries here. But yeah, this right here, another buy that you could have taken if you were looking for one, and it would have hit TP right there. The reason why this buy would have been okay is because we have bullish momentum on the 5 and bullish momentum on the 10 here. There's no sell signals on the 10, no sell signals on the 5. So you're basically looking for buys here on the 1 minute. The difference from this and US30 over here is that these are mixed, right? You have a buy signal here and you have a sell signal here. So these don't align, so we can't take any buys because they're not both aligned here. For this one, the 10 minute looks like it may be closing with a buy signal. It has about 7 minutes left on the candle. So when this candle does close, if it is a buy signal, we can look for a buy there. However, at the moment, we don't have that yet. So we're looking for these two to align, similar to what's going on here with ES, right? ES, which is S&P. This is bullish. This is bullish with regard to momentum. However, the trend is still bearish. So there's a bit of a conflict there. Same with NASDAQ over here. This is bullish and this is bullish. There's also a conflict with the trend down here as well. It's still bearish. It's the same situation here with US30, but we don't have the momentum. So we don't have the momentum. We don't have the trend either. Yeah, Maddie, I think you can try to look me up. I think it's K2 Sean. Where's Maddie at? So some more profits over here for Maddie. Maddie just posted his profits. He's currently up 1,360 for the day. So nice work right here, Maddie. And then his second account over here, he's at 440. So there are two separate accounts. Great work, Maddie. On PSN. All right, so we don't have that buy signal, guys. We're still waiting for it. We're not really looking at the 1 minute right now because we don't have that confirmation yet, right? Until we get the confirmation, we can't look for entries here. So I'm still looking here on the 5 for a sell signal, or I'm looking here on the 10 for a buy signal. They keep coming up, they disappear. You have to wait for it to actually close to confirm momentum's actually pushing. in that direction. You have some more profits over here from Anelli. Anelli is now in profit. Great work, Anelli, with that recovery right there. So Anelli was down about, 1,000, I think -1,000 or -500 from this earlier trade pre-market. He took this trade on the live right here. He made 1,120, applying the high-low scalp. And then he took another entry over here with a high-low quick scalp for 1,040. So nice work right here, Anelli. So solid work right there. Nice recovery, and you're back to in profit, 590. So a lot of resilience right there. You didn't revenge trade. You waited for those solid entries, and then you hopped in, made your money back, and here you are back in profit. So nice work, Anelli. David over here as well, currently at 53 for the day. Nice work, David. And I think that's about it. If you guys have any more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. I'll add them to the list, and then we will keep them later to be posted for the profits for the day. Yeah, no, definitely. Kevin said, here's a retest of the upside. Hopefully it breaks down and continues this time. Yeah, no, and I'm waiting for it too, Kevin. So, either way, if it goes in your direction, I'm looking for that buy signal here on the 10-minute. If that closes, then great. This is going to be lining up with your analysis, and it's also going to provide me the opportunity to take buy entries. So I'm looking for this buy signal here to close. If it does, great. If it doesn't, then, it's just another 10-minute candle we got to wait for. So yeah, definitely. Adu said possible momentum scalp coming up if we had a buy signal, right? Yeah, that's correct. Madhu, if this here closes with the buy signal on the 10, we have about 3 minutes left on this candle. If we get a buy here on the 1 minute as well, then this would be an entry applying the momentum scalp. Overall trend here doesn't align, but you can see the trend is starting to shift. So it's still bearish over here, it's still red, but you can see the pivots here are starting to shift to the upside. So if we do get a buy signal here on the 10, it'll start shifting to a buy entry. We're just going to get early, entry with regard to trend shift. Question from Mai's asking, what does Kodi Kai mean? I just realized you rebranded. Yeah, I know we rebranded a couple months ago. Unfortunately, I got into this really big lawsuit with a huge hedge fund, like a huge hedge fund. It's crazy how they even found me. I think they found me because I've been here on YouTube live trading every day. So anyways, I got in a lawsuit with them. I had to change the name. Kodi Kai is just K2 Standout. So we used to be K2 Trades. We're formerly known as K2 Trades. We're now Kodi Kai Trades. Kodi Kai are my dogs. So you guys have probably seen them in the videos before. I have two dogs, Kodi and Kai. That's where the company's based, named off. So yeah, unfortunately, I had to rebrand. It was a long lawsuit, long and draining and costly lawsuit that I had to go through for the past year. It was a rebrand of the name because their name was kind of similar to mine. They're like a huge hedge fund, so they have an unlimited supply of money to just keep going on with legal fees. I could have kept fighting it, but there was no point. I was basically just throwing away money at that point. So I just rebranded and spelled out K2. So instead of K2, it's now Kodi Kai, which is what K2 stood for. That's what it stood for initially. It just wasn't spelled out. So yeah, that is what it stands for. And that's why I'm back here on social media a lot, because I need to spread out the word of the rebrand. Because I know a lot of people who've been part of the group in the past, they don't even know that we've rebranded. So yeah, you guys will probably see me around here a lot more. You guys have seen me doing a lot of mentoring sessions. I've been doing free mentoring sessions for everybody, even like non-members, pretty much every day. And it's beneficial to me too as well, because it helps me it forces myself to review the strategies and just get better at it. Yeah, definitely no problem, Gary. Thanks though. It comes with the territory. It's either I either go in the shadows and I trade in the shadows, or if I trade and be public about it, you're gonna run into some issues. Yeah, prices dropped right back down, Kevin. So it got close to your buys there, but it looks like price might be shifting right back down. If that's the case, then I'm going to look for a sell signal here on the 5 minute. If we get that sell signal, I'll start looking for some sells. So big spike candle right here on the 1 minute. This candle up here spiked down about about 600 to 700 pips. Yeah, 700 pips right there. Pretty hard spike. So I'm just sticking to my trading plan, guys. Obviously, there's a lot of entries you can take here using any of my other strategies. But as I mentioned, I'm only applying 2 strategies right now, which is the momentum scalp and high-low momentum pivot scalp, because that's the direction that we're going with our live sessions here. I'm focusing on 2 strategies, so there's no confusion here. But if you guys have been part of the group for a while, you guys know that there's a ton of strategies that you guys can apply, which all work perfectly fine. It's just to avoid any confusion here in the live sessions, I'm only now applying 2 strategies. I know before we used to apply the variations, we applied the high-low scalps, applied the pivot scalps, applied the intraday scalps. There was like a whole different array of trades that we could have taken, but right now I'm looking at just 1 or 2 actually. So if you guys have the indicators and you guys have the strategies, you guys are more than welcome to apply whatever you like. You can see a lot of people in the group here have posted profits. They're applying the other strategies. So Nelly over here has applied the high-low scalp, and then he also applied the high-low quick scalp, I believe. So that's how he made these 2 profits right here. Same with Maddie. Maddie over here is applying the high-low quick scalp. That's how he made his 1,000 right here. So I haven't taken any trades myself, but other people here have taken other trades that we've covered and that are available to you guys as well. So just an FYI, if you guys are wondering, what everyone's been taking, everyone's applying different strategies from the course. But I'm focusing on just 2 right now. So what I'm looking for here is we already have a sell bias on the 10. So this is completely fine. This is checked off already. We don't need to look at the 10 anymore right now. What I'm looking for here on the 5 is I'm looking for a sell signal here to close. The problem with it here is that price gets near the sessions and you can see exactly where price bounced off of, right? The sessions. This is why I don't trade at the sessions, because if you can zoom in right here, you can see the wick bounce directly off that green line, which has been here pretty much all morning. So price is having trouble getting past this area. If price does break below and finally close, below this point, then we can probably continue to have a drop. But until then, we just don't have that yet. Price is having trouble getting past this line right here. So we just got to wait for it. Definitely nothing right now, but this 5-minute over here has about 2 minutes left on the candle. Let's see. Madhu said possible momentum scalp. Yeah, we covered that already. Madhu asked if there's news right now. Yeah, I don't see any news right now. I think there's no more news for today. I think today's pretty much done. Actually, we have news coming up at 10. So at 10 o'clock, we have news, US news. It's like low impact. Baker Hughes total rig count and oil rig. It's basically oil news right here coming up at 10 o'clock, but there's nothing else going on right now. Actually, the Fed's speaking right now. So I didn't even see this until now. The Fed is actually speaking. So that's probably what's causing these weird price movements. The Fed started speaking here at 7:15. I didn't see this because it wasn't on Forex Factory. It was only on my FX book. So the Fed's been speaking for probably about like 15 minutes or now, 15 minutes or so now. Looking over here at the 1-minute chart, you can see how price is having trouble getting past this zone, right? This is the consolidation zone right here. Price pretty much breaks out, fakes out, comes back into it, fakes out again, then pulls right back into this area here. So it's just having trouble getting past this area. The Fed started speaking right here at 7:15. So yeah, you can see price was going up right here, Kevin. It looks like when the Fed started speaking, price started coming back down. So price broke out right here when we were discussing. And then at 7:15 right here, the Fed started speaking and price started making its way back to the downside. So I don't know what he's discussing right now. Obviously, he's discussing inflation and they're probably just they're reporting on the NFP news, right? NFP news was positive. But price is still coming down right here. So I don't even know like where price is really going to go because you don't have that confirmation yet. The 5-minute here still didn't close with that sell signal, so no entry here. 10 minutes still didn't close with a buy signal, so there's no entry here. The 1-minute here just keeps bouncing around. Yeah, Madhu's asking, anybody know what's up with that huge candle? I'm pretty sure that, the big movements that are happening right now, like this big green candle, this big red candle, are based off whatever the Fed's speaking about at the moment. Because he should still be speaking right now. He was scheduled to speak at 7:15. It's only 7:34, so it's only been like about 15 minutes since he was supposed to speak. I'm pretty sure he's still going on at the moment. I don't think there's a link for it. But yeah, he should be speaking still. Yeah, big spike up right here. So it looks like the market's going to play with you right now, Kevin, because you're looking for that push up to here. And then I would be careful about taking any buys here because this might just pull back down. We've been having a bunch of fake outs right here. So fake out, pull back into the range, fake out, pull back into the range. This could be another fake out, pull back into the range, or this can be an actual push to where we're looking for, right? This is target price point. First target's going to be this area right here. The sessions, full target's going to be right here. The pink line, which is full correction from this NFP candle right here. I mean, who knows? We'll see. Market is playing a lot though right now. So you definitely want to be careful about taking any entries. We still don't have the sell signal here on the 5. We have this pending sell buy signal here on the 10. So I think if this buy signal here closes on the 10, Kevin, it's gonna actually push. So what I'd be looking for is for this here to close. If this here closes with that buy signal, then I'm definitely expecting it to push up to the news price over here. Basically fill the whole NFP candle from earlier. It's getting close to 8 though. It's 7:36 right now. So it is starting to get a little more iffy in the market. Yeah, Kevin said, even with that drop, price still hasn't gone anywhere. This market sucks, which I agree. Kevin said that big spike up just made me a lot of money. Had some buy stops sitting above the highs and it triggered and it hit my TP on all 5 entries. Nice, Kevin. That's solid. So you hit the liquidity right there and then you pretty much, rode your way up. I could see the liquidity right here. So I'm not sure if this is where you entered, but I could definitely see the liquidity that was sitting right here and right there. So that is the liquidity zone right there. Blast right through it. Would have probably hit your TP if you're going for like about 100 pips or so. Yeah, easily. Pretty sure this is the entry you took too. Yeah, no problem, I do. Let's see. CT said nice 1 minute momentum scalp. Yeah, no, definitely this one right here. CT, the one you identified. It was in that range though, so I would have found it to be a bit risky, but it did push and just blasted right through it. Nice. Yeah, Kevin said that's exactly where he entered, that point right there. Yeah, so this is another strategy too. So as I mentioned, we have like 10 or 15 or even 20 strategies, I believe, that you guys can learn if you guys want to learn any of my strategies. This is one that I've taught you guys like a long time ago. I know, Kevin, when you were here way back, we were applying this a lot. This is what we considered a liquidity push. What I do here is identify where all the stop losses are sitting. So basically whoever takes these sells here, identify where they're placing their stop losses, which are literally right here. And what happens is we enter buy trades in the opposite direction. So when they go on these stop loss hunts, it fills our order, blasts right through and hits our TP right away. So definitely great work right there. Kevin on catching that. So you guys can see that, a lot of our older members here, they know the older strategies and they still work perfectly fine. What I'm doing here is I'm just trying to simplify the strategies that we're applying here on the live session. That's why I'm only following 2 specific strategies. But they've been pretty consistent and they've been, even though we don't have entry sometimes, the win rate and probability of winning are very high. So that's why I personally apply those. So if you guys are beginners here and you guys follow my trades, you guys will more likely than not hit profit almost every day with me here. And I think everyone's been doing pretty good. We've had a lot of new people join the group and everyone's been doing pretty solid. I mean, a lot of people haven't found consistency, but after trading with us here, they've definitely found a lot of consistency. I mean, I'm doing pretty good for the week too so far. So these are my profits for the week so far. These are all my accounts because I have 6 accounts. I actually have 7 accounts. I added my personal account back on there. So like for the week right now, I'm currently at 48.10, 5.10, 15. I'll just put 15. I don't care about the pennies. Plus 4.560, 4.560, 5.396. So I'm up. Actually, sorry, the numbers are all messed up. 4.8, 10, 5.10, 15. 5.396. So I've had a pretty good week so far. Those are all my profits across all my accounts. You can see the week snap right here. These are all my accounts on my copier. Total profit right here is 28,900 across all my accounts. So that's why I'm not really forcing trades. These are just applying the two strategies that I showed you today. Literally, we've just been applying these two strategies pretty much all week. Volatility has been pretty decent. Wednesday, yesterday was good. Tuesday was okay. Monday was kind of slow, but overall, the accounts are sitting nice. So that's why I'm not really forcing anything. That's the key thing with a lot of traders. If you guys are okay with your profits for the week, it's probably best to not really force anything, right? Because you don't want to give away any profits that you made trading this entire week. But if you do see something good, like for example, I'm looking for a good entry here. If we get a buy signal here on the 10, then I'll start looking for some buys, right? So the key thing here is discipline, right? If you guys can be disciplined to wait for these perfect entries and then take the entries when they do finally appear, then you'll be perfectly fine in the long run. The problem with most people is they don't have the trade psychology to wait for trades like that. They want to hop in super quickly. I just saw your message. Yeah, no, this week's been pretty good overall. So, I mean, most of our weeks are pretty decent. They're around that same range, if not a bit less. But this week has been pretty good. We haven't had any losses, so it's been pretty solid. And it's just been really consistent. If you're in the group, Earth, if you want to join the free group, the free Telegram group, I post literally everybody's trades. So every day, this is from yesterday. These are profits from everybody in the group. So, I don't really like to show off my profits that much because it's a given that I'm going to be profitable. I trade live, so you guys see every trade I take, and I don't really lose trades very often. So if you look over here, you'll see everybody else's profits. I think this is really what shows, how the group really operates, because you'll see a lot of groups where there's just a few people posting profits, but every day here, people are posting profits within the group. It's not just me. It's not just a handful of people. It's a lot of people. So if you join the group here, this is completely free. You can just see the updates in the announcement channel. Basically, everyone's profits are posted in there each day. Not everyone's going to be on the same page, but the people who are on the same page are pretty consistent and profitable day in, day out. And if you guys are in the group and you're not profitable, hit me up, because I want to make sure you guys become profitable. I want to sit down for a session with you guys. I'll sit down one-on-one and we'll try to drill down on what your problem is. Most of the time, it's probably trade psychology. It's either you're revenge trading, you're over trading, you're trading outside the live session. There's a lot of issues, but those issues can be fixed. It's just you gotta get help, because the main problem with most people is that they don't want to get help. Everyone kind of is just stubborn about it, or they just don't want to believe that they're doing something wrong. Which, that's the first step to getting out of that downward spiral. But yeah, if you guys are new here on the YouTube and you guys want access to pretty much all the free stuff, you just go on the website, kodikaitrades.com, go to unlock your free access. You'll have access to the free intro course. It'll show you the strategies. You'll also have access to all the free live streams, mentoring sessions, Telegram groups that are public. All that good stuff. And if you guys are new here and you guys want to trade live with us every day, I trade live every day, Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. So I try to make myself as available to you guys as possible. All right, we have this 10-minute signal over here that's currently pending. If this here closes, then we can finally start looking for some buys here. However, this candle here has about 5 minutes left on it, so it's got a long time until it closes. Obviously, you can see here that price is shifting to the upside. I'll go back to NASDAQ over here because I think some of you guys were looking for some entries here on NASDAQ. NASDAQ here is starting to push up still, but it still isn't there yet. It's kind of still pushing to the upside, just like US30. Same here with S&P. These here haven't confirmed the bullish bias yet, right? Price is still below the pivots. Same here in the 5. So you're kind of waiting for that to confirm. Same with NASDAQ over here. We don't have price above the pivots yet. It's having trouble getting past it. Same with the 10-minute over here. However, on US30, we're basically there, right? It's above the pivots here on the 5-minute. The trend meter is now green. So this is now in a bullish trend. So we're definitely going to be looking for some possible buys here. Same with the 10-minute over here. If this closes and it starts to push above the pivots, then this is going to confirm that we can probably start looking at the buy here as well. Cryptopher is asking, what time is it where you're at, Kodi? Yeah, it's 7:45 a.m. over here. You can see my clock over here. I don't know if you guys can see it. It might be blocked off by my face, but if you guys can see it, it's right here in the top right corner. It's 7:45 a.m. I'm here located in Southern California, so we're on Pacific time. So 7:45 my time, but I go live every morning at New York Stock Exchange Open. So it opens same time every day. It opens at 6:30 my time, 9:30 Eastern time. And if you guys are located somewhere else, it's you just base it off my Pacific time or just whatever time the New York Stock Exchange opens in your time zone, wherever you guys are located. All right, we got 4 minutes left on this candle. I need this buy signal here to close. Hopefully it does. If it closes, I'll stay on this live session with you guys for like a little bit longer. Latest 8:30 to see if we can get an entry here. But if it doesn't close, then we're gonna have to wait for the next one. So we're gonna have to see where this goes. Yeah, Cryptopher said he's 2 hours ahead. Gotcha, Cryptopher. So you're on Central time, I believe. Yeah, I think you're on the same time as David. I just had a mentoring session with David the other day. He's from, I think, Ohio or Cincinnati, somewhere around that area. He was on Central time too. Wisconsin. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you guys are on the same area, I believe. Or I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Not good with my states here in the US. At least not the middle states or even the East Coast. Oh yeah, okay. So David's from Tulsa. That's where he was. My bad. I was way off. Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's on Central Time as well, CST. Kevin over here mentioned, I've been trading with Sean for a while. Hit my daily goal every day with no problems based off his analysis and trades he calls out. Yeah, thanks, Kevin. And the thing with Kevin here is that he's more experienced than a lot of the other traders here. So like he'll take trades with me and then he'll also take his own trades. So you'll see his profits. He makes like crazy amount of profits. If you guys have seen Kevin in the past, Kevin's been killing it pretty much all year. Oh, gotcha, Earth. Yeah, Earth is in Italy, so it opens 15:30 for him. Yeah, you guys are on opposite time over there. All right, so we've got this pending buy signal here on the 2-minute. So looking at this here, I'm hoping this closes because we've been looking for this to close pretty much for the past hour or so. We have about 2 minutes left on this candle. I'm hoping it closes above the pivots because if it does, then we're probably going to have, we'll probably have a continued push to the upside. But yeah, we just need this here to close. Once it closes, we can possibly look for some buys. However, if it doesn't, we're going to have to wait for it to close on the next one, which is going to be around 8 o'clock. So as we inch closer to 8, the market's going to start to die down a little bit. A lot of people are pulling out of the market already. 8's like a good time for a lot of people to pull out because that's like lunchtime for people on the East Coast almost. So they pretty much just wrap it up around that time, especially on a Friday. So volatility will probably die down quite a bit once it hits 8 o'clock. And we'll probably go into consolidation here on the 1 minute. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat and then I can answer whatever questions you guys have. Otherwise, we're gonna have to sit tight, wait for this to actually play out. It does not look like it's gonna close. It has about a minute left on this candle. If price does push back up in the next minute or so, this will have a good chance of possibly closing, but it's not looking like it right now at the moment. I can see here on the 1 minute, price is kind of just going back down. So if it does, unfortunately, price is going to reject off the pivot, no buy signal. So we cannot look for buys just yet. Nice T. T's over there in Milwaukee. All right, man. It's been It's been a typical NFP I mean, not a typical NFP. Usually for NFP, we find a couple entries in the beginning. I guess we did earlier for the breakouts. The breakout did provide an entry. So if you guys took that, great. I didn't take a trade because it was right at the sessions, but we did have that one entry right there in the morning. We had a couple other entries using other strategies that came up, but for our specific strategy over here, the momentum scalp and the momentum or a high-low momentum pivot scalp, we just haven't had anything for today for the most part, at least not anything that I would have taken. There was one entry right here for a high-low momentum pivot scalp, but I didn't take it. So I should have taken it, but I didn't see this buy signal here until like way later. So looking at this right here, there was actually a high-low momentum pivot scalp off of this this buy signal right here. So what happened was, I'll go over here and I'll look over the requirements real quick. So for step one, you want to identify a momentum signal. It can be valid or invalid, doesn't really matter. So right here, we have a buy signal, right? This is where the signal came up. This is the one that CT mentioned earlier. That's where the buy signal came up right there. You want to draw a zone at the high low prior to momentum. So if you're looking for a buy here, you just care about the low. So the low is actually no, I take that back. There was no entry here because there was no actual low. There's a low here, but not from the other indicator. So you'd want one of these right here to come up. So actually I take that back. There was no entry there. I thought there was a high low there, but there wasn't. It was just a different high low. So yeah, this here wouldn't have satisfied the requirements. So I take it back. Actually, there's like no entries that came up since. There's not one right here because this didn't actually reject off it. The earliest one that happened was right here, but this was at the sessions. So I'll just show you this, or actually this doesn't even fit the criteria either. It doesn't fit the criteria because it's not bouncing off the low right there. Okay, so this is the one right here, actually. Sorry, guys, I missed out. This was not a correct entry. This is also not a correct entry, but this one was right here. So looking at this one over here, I'll just replay it real quick to show you. So again, looking at the requirements, identify momentum signal. We have the momentum signal right here for a buy. Since we're looking for buy, you want to look at the previous low. The low is right here at this candle. So with that said, this is where the zone is created. With the zone right there, you have steps 1 and 2 met. Step 3, you want to confirm the momentum is pushing away from the zone. So this one right here is pushing away from it. Obviously, it's a buy signal. Lastly, you want to confirm you're trading the direction of the trend. The trend meter down here is green, so it's bullish. Price is above the pivots. Pivots are angling up. That's going to confirm a strong bullish trend on the 1 minute. You would take the entry right here for a long position. Have the TP stop loss set up, let the trade run, and then full TP on that next candle. So this was the first entry that came up today, like an actual valid entry. However, it was at a red flag. It was right at the session right here. So I wouldn't have taken the trade because that's like an area where price gets manipulated very much. So I don't really want to trade around those areas. Otherwise, there's no other entries here. That's about it. All right, so the buy signal here closed on the 10 minutes. So we're going to be looking for some buys here. The issue right here now that we're running into is that the 1 minute is at the sessions. So even though we do have a buy signal here, it's not in an area that we want to trade in because, as I mentioned, we don't trade where these horizontal lines are. So let me go over here and put up the red flags again for you guys to see. So red flags, when to avoid trades. We avoid trades when prices near sessions, which is right here. This is this purple line. This is the Asia low. You can see the label right here. So this purple line right here is the Asia low. The reason why we avoid trades around this area is because this is where price gets highly manipulated. So you can see how price over here, it literally came in, touched the purple line, and then bounced off, right? You can see what happened down here too. Price came down to this green line. It literally touched it, and then it bounced off, right? So that's why you want to trade around these areas, because one of two things can happen. If you look over here, the other time that it touched it, blasted right through, right? So you have like two scenarios here. You can either have get lucky and let price blast right through it, or you can get unlucky here, look for a sell signal, price gets the sessions right here and bounces in the complete opposite direction. So that's why I don't trade here near the sessions, right? I've been trading and I've been using this analysis for, well over 3 years now. when to avoid trades. That's why I created this indicator. Whenever I trade, I'm always looking to avoid losses. That's going to be my main thing. I'm not looking to bag big wins. I'm looking to bag consistent wins with consistent profits and avoid as many losses as possible. The problem with a lot of traders is that they do the opposite. They try to look for as many wins as possible, but they don't care about the losses. That's a problem. If you could avoid losses and just lock in wins when they're almost guaranteed, then you'll be very successful because you'll just be consistent day in, day out. If you guys have seen my profits, for the past couple months, like every single month, I'm like pretty profitable because I just avoid losses. That's my main thing. So by avoiding trades around these areas, it sets it up for us to be able to like get in and out of these trades. So now that price is coming down right here, this is a good thing because we still have the bullish momentum here. But what I'm looking for is a retracement. So I want price to retrace down slightly with a sell signal. That sell signal is going to confirm retracement, right? Once we get that, like price retraces to like this area over here, and then price finally does push up. That's where we can take the entry. And we can get in and out before price gets to the sessions right here. So I want my entry to be somewhere down here. That's going to be the key area for me to look for. It's going to be around this area down here. If we get that, then great. If not, then, I'm not going to take any entries if it gets too close to these sessions up here. Yeah, exactly. Kevin said it, knowing when not to trade is key. That's really exactly what I'm trying to get across to you guys, right? I try to drill that down for a lot of you guys here, but it's difficult for people to really get it because a lot of people are so focused on like trying to get wins in that they forget that the most important thing here is to avoid losses. It's all about risk management. If you can look for the highest quality trades and you can avoid unnecessary losses, that's really the key thing. All right, price is dropping down right here. Here goes the retracement candle. We need this here to close. If it closes, it'll confirm the retracement, and then we can continue to write it back up. I'm just hoping it doesn't push down too hard where we get a sell signal here on the 5 and 10, right? If that happens, then we're kind of screwed at that point because it's going to take a while for us to get another buy signal here on the 10 or the 5. All right, so price is coming down right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my depth to market open over here because I kind of want to see when the buy orders come filling in. So I'm looking for the big numbers to come in over here on order flow for more buy orders. So I'm looking for bigger numbers here on the buy side rather than here on the sell. So if I see 5 to 7 big numbers come in right here on the buy side, I'm going to expect price to push right back up. And then from that point, I'm going to be looking for that buy signal so I can hop in for my buy. But I do see quite a bit of sell orders here, quite a bit of buy orders. I think if price gets near these pivots here, it's going to start to fill in with more buy orders and it'll start pushing up. So we're just waiting here. Time frames are cool. Just looking at the order flow here. There's still a lot of sell orders coming in. Hey, James, how's it going? James said, hey, Sean, thanks for these videos. It helps a lot on my daily trades to keep me profitable all the way from South Africa. Nice. Yeah, that's cool, James. We've had a lot of people from South Africa in the past, but I think because your time zone difference, people don't like to trade US30 as much. So we haven't seen as many people, but I'm glad to see that you're here. I know we had a couple of people here, especially last year. We had a big handful of people from South Africa. I'm glad to see that you've still been following us. Yeah, and I'm glad that you're still profitable. I mean, that's key. It's really key staying profitable during, long term. I see a lot of people who be profitable short term and then they just blow it once they start doing their own thing. But it's good to see a lot of you guys here, keeping up your consistency over the years. Yeah, Kevin said rejected off a 200 period MA. Price rejects from moving averages a lot because traders put sell orders at the 200 MA. Yeah, and I agree too. Kevin. Sometimes your M8 lines up with my pivots here. It's kind of where price bounced off right here as well. I'm starting to see a lot of buy orders come in right here on the buy side. So I'm looking at this blue number here. We have about 8 contracts. And then it died down. 7 contracts, 11 contracts, 8 contracts, 7 contracts, 6 contracts, 9. So there's a lot of buy orders filling in right here. With that said, I think this is going to finally push up a little bit, enough to give us our buy signal. If we get that buy signal there, we'll take it for a buy using the momentum scalp strategy, and then we'll try to ride it up. But we'll see. We need that buy signal here to close. So if we get a buy signal at any point, around this area, we'll probably just ride this up and then continue in that direction. So we actually got a zone right here now, if price doesn't drop any lower. So all I'm really looking for at this point is I'm looking for a buy signal to come up. That's the main focus right now. Price drop lower, so that zone's gone. I'm going to keep looking at the order flow over here to see if more orders come in. Okay, so this is where it's becoming a bit of an issue, because the 5-minute here has a pending sell signal. If that closes with the sell signal, it's going to be an issue because it's not going to line up with the strategy anymore. We still have 4 minutes left though, so we have a lot of time, or a decent amount of time, before this candle here closes. Gotcha, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin said a lot of sell orders are coming in on TD. So there's a lot of sell orders coming in on the order flow on TD Ameritrade right now. Yeah, I see the big sellers right here too, Kevin. I saw like a 17 contract. I'm basically looking for these double digits right here. Yeah, the sellers are starting to come in super heavy right now. There was about I think 50 orders that came in for a sell. So I don't know if these buys will hold. There's a ton of sell orders that just flew in. There was like 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, just a bunch of sell orders. Now there's a bunch of buy orders. We'll see. I mean, this is kind of tricky. It's a bit tricky right now because of the price movement. So I'm still looking for a buy here. If I can find a buy here, I'll look for it. I'll probably take it. But I got to follow because I got to make sure to get in and out quickly. Yeah, no, definitely. CT said it just hit demand. Yeah, no, definitely. Ross is asking, hey, Ross, message me on Telegram. I'll check my schedule and I'll check with you. I don't think I can do today, but I can probably do Monday. I know I already have one on Monday, but if you want to do one, yeah, if you want to do one Monday afternoon, we can probably do it. Because we have a group mentoring session at 2, and then I have one at 4:30 with Douglas, and then I mean, we can probably do one after if you like. But just message me on Telegram so we can check the schedule and we can set that up. Otherwise, the other days next week, I'm pretty much free. So just let me know. I have a lot of free time next week. Not necessarily free time, but I'll make time for you to sit in on a session. I'm going to be recording a lot of videos for the new course. So that's what I've been doing all this week and pretty much all next week. I want to get it done by the end of the year. All right, so we have a pending entry over here, or a pending signal. We need this buy signal here to close. If the buy signal closes, it's going to be an entry for a high-low momentum pivot scalp, but I don't think it'll be a momentum scalp entry. So it's definitely a bit of an iffy entry. I don't think I'll be taking it even if it closes, because it's such a big red candle. So no entry off that there. Just remember, what we're waiting for here is the buy signal, right? If you guys see the pending buy signal, you still have to wait for it to close. So even if you get a buy signal, whether it's valid or invalid, depending on what strategy you're applying, this could still fit the criteria for a high level momentum scalp. This one right here, it's not going to fit the criteria for a momentum scalp, but it will for the other strategy. These are the two strategies we're applying here. The other thing here that's an issue is that we don't have overall trend. The 10-minute here is still bearish, but it's more on the neutral side right now. So it's neutral bearish, 5 minutes bullish, 1 minute's bullish. It's just this one over here is a bit iffy. So we don't necessarily have a strong overall trend. We do have an overall bullish, but it's not strong. So we'll we'll see where this goes. It's 8:04 right now. So we'll continue and see where this follows through with. Pending signal here on the 5. Yeah, Kevin said he's taking some buys for quick moves. Yeah, no, I'm looking for the same thing too, Kevin. So if we get a buy signal here on the 1, we're still in the game for a buy here. It's just a matter of waiting for this to actually close with the actual signal. So it's doing kind of what I anticipated. So I mentioned at 8 o'clock, price was going to start consolidating and ranging. That's exactly what happened, right? It's 8:05 right now. It's been 5 minutes since 8. What happened to price? It's now consolidating. This is why I don't typically trade after 8. I usually trade from 6:30 to 8. You can see it from here from 6:30 to 8, we had a big bullish push, right? We didn't have any entries. We had a big bullish push. It was bullish push, big range, bullish push, consolidation, bullish push, and now continuation. But right now, price is pretty much just going sideways. We have a pending buy signal right here. Nice. Kevin said he got in already and got out on those 2 green candles. Nice work, Kevin. Quick thinking on that. So Kevin actually caught the bounces right here. This here would be a V1. It's double body rejection. If you guys remember the V1 strategy, we have a lot of strategies. So there's a V1 right here that came up. What I'm waiting for is for this candle here to close. If it closes with a buy signal, then this will be the entry. And we can see where it goes from there, but we need to wait for it to actually close. So no jumping the gun, guys. You guys are gonna wait for it to actually close. Even if you enter late, just make sure to close when it hits TP. The main key here is waiting for the confirmation of the candle to actually close. So let me see if I can get in over here. Volatility is kind of low. I'm gonna look over here on I'm looking at MT4 right now because I'm waiting to see if it retraces a little bit. I haven't got in yet. I'm gonna put a buy stop right there to catch it as it swings up. So I'm just waiting right now. Not in the position yet. If it swings up right here, I have a buy stop to fill it in. Set up on my MC4. The reason why I didn't enter right away is because we're in this like consolidation range. So I was waiting for it to confirm the direction before actually hopping into it. So I'm going to send alert right here. So if it does hit TP, I got to make sure to pull out on time. So I'm not in this position yet, guys. I'm waiting for it to swing up. It's in this consolidation range, so it's not an area that I want to be trading in, as I was mentioning earlier. And this is kind of what I was anticipating to happen, this right here. So I still have my buy stop waiting right here, guys. I'm not in the position yet. And I think I'm just going to cancel it because it doesn't look like it's going to come back up. So this is why I don't trade after 8. So you guys can see right here, price is just consolidating within this range. I didn't end up taking this trade right here. I was waiting for it to close, but I was wanting it to close outside of the range. So when price came down right here, I set a buy stop for it to fill when it does come back up, but it never came back up and it's down here now. So I'm going to cancel the order here. I'll see if there's another one that's going to come up, but I don't know if we're going to get that anytime soon. There's just too many things here that were like conflicting with our analysis. The thing that I mentioned earlier was mainly the 10-minute here, which never really confirmed that I was in a bullish overall trend. We need the overall trend to be in the same direction. 5-minute was bullish, 1 minute was bullish. This was iffy. This here had a pending sell signal. This right here, we're trading after 8, which is way after my trading time. And it was in a range. So this is usually the cutoff. So you can see right here at 8 o'clock, this is the 8 o'clock candle. this is usually where I stop trading, because this typically happens. You'll get this big range that'll just range for a while, and then it starts to pick up again later around like, like 10. So you're going to get a big range for like the next 2 hours. And the worst part is that today's Friday, so it's not a good time to really take risky trades like this. So I don't know if we're going to get another entry anytime soon, guys, because I want price to actually be outside of this area. And I'm not really expecting it to get out of this area in the next, 20 minutes or so. It's probably going to keep bouncing out. It might fake out, come back down, or it might fake out down here as well. So not really expecting too much. It is 8:09 right now. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'll answer whatever questions you guys have. But at the moment, I don't think there's anything for me to take right now. It doesn't look like we're going to get very much opportunity or very many entries to take at the moment. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to wrap this up for the week. Unfortunately, yeah, we weren't able to get any trades today. If you guys took a breakout, you guys made some profit off it, but I didn't take a breakout, so I didn't make anything today. I was hoping to get into this trade here, but it just never came to fruition. So I was waiting for it to come back up so it could fill it. I mean, it's probably going to come back up right here and then fill it, but I already canceled my order. So even if it does come up, I'm not going to get filled. I'm expecting probably a sideways movement for a while now. So not really much for us to really trade off, because we don't have confirmation on here. We don't have confirmation on here. We don't really have much confirmation at all. So, all right, guys, unfortunately, there's no entries for us to take here on Friday, but we did close this week out pretty strong. For this week so far, I'm up pretty nicely. These are my profits for the week. We had no losses this week, so it's been pretty solid. This is another key thing to keep in mind. Trading after 8 o'clock becomes risky. I only trade after 8 when it's like necessary. Today's not a necessary day. I do this sometimes like on Monday and Wednesday when the market's slow, Monday to Wednesday, but on Friday is definitely not a day where I want to force anything. It's one of those days where I kind of just take it as is. If there's an entry, I'll take it. If not, then I just skip the week or skip the day. Patrick over here as well. So Patrick said, no need to risk more today. Enjoy the weekend, Sean. Definitely, Patrick. So Patrick over here is currently up 2,036 for the day. He made his 2 trades for the day, breakout this morning probably, and then this sell right now that he took about like 7 minutes ago. So nice work right there, Patrick. Great profits for the day. Deswell over here, his profits for the week, he's up 17,415. Nice work, Deswell. And I think that's about it. If you guys have any more profit to post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, if you guys have questions, always feel free to email me. You can message me on Telegram or email me at sean@kodikaitrades.com. If you guys are new here and you guys want access to the indicators or anything really to hop into our chats, our live sessions, have access to the indicators or strategies, go to the website, kodikaitrades.com. Click on this right here to get access to the indicators and strategies. And then you can click on this right here to get access to the live sessions. When you open that right here, it'll give you access to the intro course, live room, or the strategies here. If you click on the other link, it'll bring you to the YouTube channel where you can view any of my live sessions that I've been hosting for the past 3+ years now. So other than that, guys, I'll see you guys back here on Monday on Market Open. If you guys have any questions from now until then, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll pretty much just call it a week, and I'll see you guys back here on Monday. So, all right, guys, have a great weekend. Be safe, and I will see you guys then. Otherwise, if you guys want to message me, feel free. I'll be online for a little bit as I finish up the back office work here. But other than that, I'm going to call it a week. No more trades, and time to enjoy the weekend.